Welcome back, everybody, to the Board YouTube channel for your Wednesday pick and roll live stream presented by the FanDuel Sportsbook. We're here for the February 26th NBA slate, and the show is on a fantastic run as of late. Last stream, there was 3 picks. All 3 turned out to be winners. We got easy cashes for Jaren Jackson Jr. and Brook Lopez, and we got a late cover on Dorian Finney-Smith, who cashed in late for, we'll call it a hook, over 9.5 points plus rebounds minus 120. 10. He got 10 in the end. We'll call it a hook. I think that's the lowest it could have been, to use that term there. So hook counter is actually 11-11 now on the season. But regardless of that, 3-0 on yesterday's show. It's a 14-4 run. We're up to over 7 units on the season. Let's try and keep things going today. Make sure you guys do hit that like button if you're ready for today's show and you're tailing the picks. And also make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're live weekday mornings at 9:45 a.m. Eastern time for shows like this, where we go through the entire NBA slate. We hear the picks from my co-host PipsNBA, and we answer all of your questions, react to your bets in the chat. Let us know in the chat right now if you cashed with us yesterday. We have Badger Boy in chat. We have good friend Chillionaire in chat. Jorge L in chat. Bobby Turner, Anthony Serbo. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in once again for the show. And to get us started here, I'll bring in my co-host Pips. We're going right into it. We're going to the bottom of the board to talk about the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs, because Pips, you've got to play for this game.
Yep, it's weird having an over in the game with such a huge spread. But we are going to Jabari Smith over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. It's just I know we are going to have Tari Eason probably out. Points, rebounds, and assists. Don't know if it's up on FanDuel.
I don't think so.
See. Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, not yet for Jabari Smith, but minus 125 is available here. And if you've got the means to do so, minus 120 is available in some spots.
Yeah.
We can track this minus 125.
Yeah, sure. Let me just check something. Yeah, I think even minus 120 is. Yeah. Okay. No one named the book. I have 3 books with minus 120. So, it's the minutes thing. It's weird. This doesn't happen much. Maybe with Nurse and Udoka, but players returning for 2 months absence and then first game back playing 38 minutes. That's what happened with Jabari Smith. He came back from the injury. They played Timberwolves, and he played 38 minutes. 26 points, rebounds, and assists against the Wolves. One of the toughest matchups in the league. 21 points, rebounds, and assists against the Bucks. One of the toughest matchups in the league. Now he goes against Wemby-less Spurs. Poor rim defense, poor above the break 3 defense. That's where he scored most of his points. Poor transition defense, poor defense against putbacks. Undersized, rebounds should be there. He's killing the rebounds when he gets these minutes. Assist, additionally, just because it's less juice than points and rebounds, and 18.5. So yeah, just love this. So how does FanDuel has 18.5 points and rebounds but don't have points, rebounds, and assists? That's super weird. They usually have more lines for points, rebounds, and assists than these.
I don't know.
Points, rebounds, points, and assists stuff. Yeah. So I like it over 18.5 points and rebounds as well at FanDuel. So if you don't have these, you can bet it on FanDuel, points and rebounds, 18.5 over.
Yeah. There are minus 120s out there. I probably quite a few can get them. I don't think it's quite widely available enough out of complete fairness, but if I think there are people out there who can get the minus 120. So please shop around. I think there's even a minus 115 available if you can get in some regions. As always, for all the plays, make sure you shop around for the best price that's available in your region, whatever the play is. But we're tracking at something that's widely available and up on the season doing so. So, hey, if you're doing your job behind the scenes, you're doing even better than we are on the show tracking as well. All right. Let's get into the next game here. We'll go back to the top of the slate here. Once again, the Raptors are the leadoff They're on the second night of the back-to-back. They lost by 10 points in the end to the Celtics last night. Honestly, like played pretty well, but if you go 5 of 33 from three and you only lose by 10, I think you did decently against the Celtics. But anyways, had to travel to Indiana for this one. They're plus 10 on the road. Indiana been playing well as of late. How you feel about this game here?
Yeah, I happened to be watching the Raptors game last night. I had so many bets on this that it actually was blowing my mind. Seeing Porzingis being rolled out like 2 minutes before the game kind of made me furious. Uh, Almost every bet I had was against drop coverage, and then ended up
Yes.
being heavy switching and blitzing stuff from them. So horrible from betting side, but yeah, I do think you guys played well. Barnes had great first half. Yeah, overall,
Yeah, he start of the second and fourth quarter when he's like locked in and aggressive, very difficult to stop. It's just
yeah, he was just killing them inside, like getting
it's
to the
just
line. Like
keeping that aggression all the whole game is a
yeah,
problem.
yeah. It was kind of the thing last season as well when he was locked in like late into the fourth.
Yeah,
He
in
was
the fourth.
just scoring like relentlessly, and then you will watch
They,
the entire game, and
they can't
they still
stop.
did.
Yeah, like it's baffling because like there's like that pocket start of the second, fourth quarter where like they literally cannot
Yeah,
stop him. And then there's plays in like the third quarter where he's backing down Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, and can't get a good shot off. It's ridiculous.
yeah, yeah. Uh, Yeah, Barnes moved. I kind of wanted to check is the line 19 and a half point line available for ours, but moved to 20 at 20 on back to back and huge spread. I kind of don't want to touch it, but I was inclined to do at 19 and a half, which is fine. It moved, so no bets for this one. Uh, I had an over on quickly last night. 16
Ah,
and a half. Yeah, he
he had the
0 from
looks.
6 from 3. He had good looks, but them not playing drop coverage killed this. But yeah, he got every time he got a good look was when he was in pick and roll against Quetta. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
Quetta.
Keita,
Keita.
Keita, yeah.
Yeah, Keita. He was in good looks when he was against him, but it was like only for like 6-7 minutes in the entire game. Other time it was a small ball lineup that just took away everything from quickly and was great for Barnes and Barrett just to drive and get to the line and get to the rim. Yeah.
Yeah,
So no,
the Raptors were 37 of 50 on twos yesterday. They just couldn't hit a three.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but anything else this game, or are we ready to move here?
We can move to the next one. Yeah.
Okay. We have the Blazers away at Washington. Washington certainly one of the bottom feeder in the NBA. Portland, they had a good run. I'm not saying that run is like completely dead because it's definitely not. They're still playing decent ball. But against the Wizards, this is a game you'd expect them to win.
Yep. The Wizards have now Smart, Middleton, Koulibaly, Poole, Sar. With Smart and Chris, they could actually be a decent team at some like yeah, they can be a decent team to comfort the Blazers who play so up and down. But yeah, I do think Blazers should win this one. And on betting side, I kind of lean towards some overs on Donovan Klingen. Last time we had a lean, he covered. Now they adjusted the lines, so probably a no go from this because they always can go small, and then it's easy to go small when the opposing team has Alexander Sar at the 5. Kind of interesting bet, maybe lean as well, is Sar on 3s. Think they'll play Klingon drop coverage and won't care about Sar and it's plus money while he hit the over more than 50% of the games this season. So there is that, but otherwise, no, nothing from me in this game.
Before we move any further, we'll give a shout out to the sponsor that has made the show possible this season, the FanDuel Sportsbook. Once again, it's always a fantastic time to get involved with FanDuel. We talk about like the way we perceive matchups along the way in these games, how things fluctuate, and if the matchup is there, perhaps some live betting opportunities present themselves. And when the game tips off, like I said, the NBA action is just beginning on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because FanDuel is your home for NBA live betting. So even if you missed the first few minutes of the game or want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, or you see a matchup that you like in the game, maybe something you're looking for to happen, maybe somebody coming off the bench, you can make your picks from the first whistle until the final buzzer. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. Whoever you want to play, now is the perfect time to join. New FanDuel customers get started with $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/board to join today. That's FanDuel.com/board for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA, but must be 21 plus and present in select states for candidates in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only, $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit FanDuel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. We'll jump back into things here. We'll go to the next game up on the slate. We've got the Boston Celtics taking on the Detroit Pistons. Boston have been just running over teams lately. We talked about it. They didn't play particularly well yesterday against the Raptors. They didn't shoot very well from three, but did enough to get over the line in the big moments. And they're 4.5-point favorites away at the Pistons. Tight spread, which we haven't seen for the Celtics as much recently. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, they played 3 times this season, and Boston won by 24, by 10, and by 6, covering all 3. First game, no Porzingis. Second game, no Tatum and Holiday. Third game, no Tatum. They killed them all 3 games without half the team. And this could be, I think, tonight as well. Porzingis could be out, but he's actually ruled in, which is interesting.
Yeah, he had an illness right before the game yesterday.
Yeah,
ruled him
and
out.
Jalen Brown is doubtful, and Drew Holiday is questionable. So yeah, that could be again another game with a weird lineup. So tough to bet on this one. Kind of looking to Derek White, who is lately, since that, I don't know if you saw his statements, but he said the game against the Raptors was one of the lowest points of his career. I don't know if you remember this game, but he had 6 points and was benched after like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And he said he didn't find the joy. Then he said he kind of felt better. And lately, if you take a look at the last 10 games when he played 28 or more minutes, averaging 19 points a game, scored 19 plus in 9 of the last 11, kind of feeling better. And yeah, but 16.5 against the Pistons, who don't allow spot up, and the spot up is his way of scoring. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe staying away from now. Maybe I turn back later, as this line won't probably move. So yeah.
All right. So nothing on the Celtics game here?
Yep, nothing. So as of now. Yep.
Okay. Understood. We'll progress to the next one here. The Sixers are +10 away at Madison Square Garden, where they are playing the New York Knicks. It's just been a disaster of a run right now for the Sixers. I believe it's 8 losses in a row, just confirming here. 8 losses in a row. Last time out, they lost by 32 to the Bulls, but closed the game on a 24-6 run. So they closed the game on a 24-6 run against Chicago of all teams, and still lost by 32 points. Oh man, what is going on in Philly right now?
Complete disaster. Yeah. I'm thinking of some weird bet for this one, which is Paul George.
Back to
Uh,
PG. We won
and
last time we bet him, right?
yeah, it was easy win actually, but I
Yeah.
don't know. This is I actually bet this minus 1 hour 16 and a half, and it's now juiced 17 and a half on FanDuel, which is quick movement. I loved it at 16 and a half. I kind of don't love it at 17 and a half, but maybe there's some other pivots out there, maybe like points, rebounds, and assists. It started the season really well with points, rebounds, and assists, and then last couple of games it's just nothing from PG. Even though the numbers like for potential assist and rebounding chances are quite good, like 18, 15, and 12. So that's good averages for rebounding chances and assists. So I don't know, but win rate looks kind of like he covered this in 30 to 40 minutes with Maxi without Embiid. He covered this in 8 out of 11, averaging 33.5. When we look at two games against the Knicks this season, 42 with Embiid without Maxi. Next game with Maxi without Embiid, he ended up with 35, scored 26 points. It was an overtime game, so yeah, 43 minutes won't happen again probably. But yeah,
If you were looking for points at 16 and a half, what would be the highest you'd go on the
yeah,
odds?
I see there are minus 130, but I don't know if it's that even better than
I
17.
see a very rogue minus 125 available.
Minus 125 is good for sure.
Okay. So there you go.
So maybe actually, yeah, this is, I don't know if this is playable, but Maxi somehow it's paid 28 and a half on FanDuel, 26 and a half. Super weird that you have 2 points off.
Sorry, you cut out there. What did you say on Maxi?
There are 26 minus 120 out there for Maxi.
Okay.
I see three spots: minus 120, minus 120, minus 125, minus 127. 26 makes doesn't make much sense honestly without Embiid, with Paul George playing 30 plus minutes. He's over this line in a lot of these games, like the last 12 over in all 11, averaging 30.5. Had 33 against the Knicks. Yeah, that's weird. Like, but Max is super weird. Like, he took 10 field goal attempts against the Bulls, 10 against Boston, 9 against the Raptors, and then had 23 against the Nets. All over the place lately. So that's the reason. But I think 26 and a half it should be a line that we should bet if we can. I don't know. Up to you.
26 and a half.
Yeah.
Let's see for Maxi.
I think 4 spots. I can see 4 spots.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Minus 120 at 26 and a half.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We can play that for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So
There you
we are
go.
going from Paul George to Maxi because I have FanDuel as always on the screen, so I didn't even see that. I expected everyone is the same, but 28 and 26 is a huge
Yeah.
difference.
And
Es-
FanDuel's
especially
got
looking at, especially if you look at the numbers without Embiid. Like this is just so without Embiid. Look this. Without last 18 games without Embiid, he covered 18 in a row without Embiid.
Right.
That's just, and that includes 33 points against the Knicks as well. Yeah, we must bet this. And also, he scores most of his points in transition. And as a pick and roll ball handler, they allow the most to the pick and roll ball handler and eight most in transition. So, dream matchup actually for Maxi. And the line is kind of off.
Yeah, if you're comparing to FanDuel, I would suspect this is one that's going to end up moving in your favor. So, good spot here on Maxi. Would you play like it because people have access to both? Would you play both, or would you just stick with Paul George if you had?
I would play both. Paul George over 16 and a half minus 110. It's difficult. Maybe just go like scale a bit units, like 0.75 on both, just because it's a slight blowout change. So if like
Yeah,
Knicks run
you could lose
away,
both.
you can lose both. Yeah.
But well, I mean, you could also maybe win both if it goes how you want it
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah, sure. But in this instance, it's like I would say 70-30 or maybe like 60-40 in favor of being bigger chance for being a blowout than like a really close game.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So scale how you'd like there if you've got the opportunity to play both. But do what you want with your own bets. For show tracking purposes, we're playing Tyrese Maxey over 26.5 points at minus 120. But there are some rare spots out there with the opportunity to play Paul George. All right. Let's go to the next game up. Thank you guys for watching so far. By the way, if you are enjoying the show, please make sure you have hit that like button. We're live every weekday morning for shows like this. So make sure you're subscribed. And if you want to get involved with the chat, the live chat, make sure you come over to the YouTube stream here at the Board HQ to get involved in the conversation as well. Next game up, rematch of a couple days ago. We have the Miami Heat playing against the Atlanta Hawks. Miami Heat are minus 2.5 at home for this one. So another tight spread. It was quite the game between these two a couple days ago. It was a little bit tight, but low scoring. So 98-86, and the total before the game was 231. Didn't even sniff that in the end. You were worried about the Hawks kind of in that one. They end up winning. Miami don't play well. Do you see this one going any differently?
Yeah, I was worried about how the Hawks score, and I was kind of right. They didn't score much, but the Miami didn't score at all, which ended up being an interesting spot. Yeah, I think it was due to Hawks playing on back to back, so they kind of played slower than usual, so that caused some troubles. Just a question for Trey Young. Can you check the lines and said me if it's even playable at 26.5?
For Trey Young, points?
Points under, yes.
Under.
Yep.
Sorry. My site crashed here. Give me one sec. Okay. Pull it up. Trey Young under points, 26.5. There's minus 115 in. I see 3. 1 is more gettable. Okay. I think if you've got, I think we could play this. Yeah. I think there's enough here to play this.
Yeah, it's tough to play. Like, I'm trying for every line to be widely available, but books are huge discrepancies at this time. So it's tough to
There's
come
even
up.
a 105, which we cannot take for the show,
Yeah.
but
I'll say I
there's
see.
also minus 125 is very widely available as
Yeah,
well. So I think
and there
that's
are
also acceptable.
yeah, I agree. Minus 130, minus 110. Yeah, I see a lot of different lines, but minus 125 widely available. So sure, let's do that.
I think minus 115 is okay here.
Okay, sure. Where do I even start? Last time I spoke, like I knew like Triangle would be in a tough matchup, but the volume could be just too good for him. And he, after couple of games with 35% usage, he ended up with 20% usage. If you look at the games where Trae Young has under 30% usage, that itself is like he's under in 26 out of 29. Playing 30 to 40 minutes, excluding blowouts, he is under this line in 26 out of 29 and under 30% usage, and they held him to 20% usage. So that's the first part. But let's be a little bit more conservative and say let's up to 34% from 20, from like 18% to 34%. Now he's under this line in 72% of the games. But the thing is, he scores a ton of his points at the free throw line, and Miami allows the least free throws in the league, which we've seen in the last game where he only attempted 3 free throws. So when he's not playing teams who allow a ton of free throws, let's say like teams who are outside the band of 10 in free throws allowed, he's under this line in 21 out of 27, and average only 20.9 points. If we go a bit even further, like against teams who are a good pick and roll ball handling defense, also excluding bottom of the league, he's then under in 13 out of 16 games, averaging 19.2 points. So these are teams like Miami Heat, Cleveland Cavaliers, Clippers, Denver Nuggets, Dallas, Golden State Warriors, like good pick and roll defense that doesn't allow many free throws. And also, he played twice against Miami this season, 11 in first game, 11 in second game. Hawks won both games. He attempted only 4 and 3 free throws. Let's see how does he do against this line when he is attempting less than, I don't know, like I'll check for like maybe like less than 5 free throws, because that was the thing in these games. When Trae Young attempts less than 5 free throws, he's under this line in 18 out of 20 games, only 18 points average. So we know that he's free throw merchant, and even like when he go up to 6, let's say he has 3 to 6, he get 3 and 4, he's under this line 16 out of 19, averaging 18.6. So everything points that there is value in this under.
Okay, so under for Trae Young, minus 115. If you can, go to minus 125. Minus 25 definitely out there. I see in the chat as well. Minus 120 could be available too for this one. So shop around, see what the best you can get in your region as always. But that is the third official pick of the show so far. We've got 3 more games to go through here. This one, I don't know. You never know. Maybe it'll be short, but not. OKC away at Brooklyn, 17-point spread here. I don't know what the biggest spread you've ever had to play for is, but I feel like this would be the biggest. Do you have anything for this one?
Actually, I don't think I have. I kind of lean on some unders, but it's tough to bet them. I'll say I interesting comment. What do you mean you're limited?
that's I'm so sorry, but that's just the I don't, you and me are thinking the same thing. I'm not gonna say
Let's see it, man. Get those locks, and then next comment is what you mean limited. Yeah, and actually, I woke up to being limited to my favorite book, a second favorite book.
Oh,
Yeah, and I had this account for 2 months. Won a ton of money there. I was surprised I was not limited even quicker earlier, but I woke up today and tried to bet, and they limited me to $50, which is a ton of money for getting limited. Like most books limit to like $10, $7, $4. I was surprised. Like they like limited me straight 50 on everything, which is like I can get down. Like that's maybe like 0.1 unit, but still like more than better than everyone else when they limit you.
So, yeah. So just to answer the question, if a sportsbook identifies you as a long-term winner, they can limit your account, limit how much you can bet, which can vary from Some places will only let you bet like $30. Some places will only bet you like $1.50. It just varies.
Yeah.
I will say when I opened a lot of my accounts, I was definitely a rec better turning into not a sharp better, but like I know how to win now, and I definitely do win now. But when I started, I didn't, and I spent a few months playing these accounts, probably around slightly less than neutral EV, so probably like slight losses. And I am stunned that I have a couple of these accounts from day one still open, and it's because of those early days where I didn't know
Yep.
what I was doing. Like
Yeah.
genuinely, like I'm not gonna like especially one of these accounts. The bet history I have, it's unbelievable. Like that they did not limit me. So
Yeah.
um yeah, it's
I
very
just
important in the early stages, as they always tell you.
sorry for like going away from the schedule, but these comments are something like very very interesting, and yeah, you can make a living doing this, but it's tough.
Somebody
It's tough. It's tough, man.
somebody I saw, was it you who posted this or retweeted this, or somebody put a poll, what's better, being a good bettor or a good
Yeah.
account getter? It's way more
Uh,
important to be a good account getter.
I did respond to that,
You
and
responded to it. Okay.
the question was who wins more.
Who
Uh,
wins more? Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Somebody
and
who's good at betting, somebody's better at getting accounts. Yeah.
yeah, someone that's getting better at getting accounts. That's easy, and I was surprised. It was like 60-40, I think, on the poll. Yeah, I think that should
Yeah.
be like 90, 90, 90, 60.
If limits didn't exist, we would all be a lot of us would be millionaires, but
Yeah,
it's
I would even say like I'm okay with limits. Just don't ban me. Like if you can limit me to like something like reasonable, like I'll find the ways. But if
50,
you
like
just
50 to 100, I think is like
yeah
if you can keep me above that, right?
yeah
I
yeah
think a lot of people would take that,
yeah,
but
but yeah, I mean it makes sense. Why don't they do that? Because
they have to make
arbiters,
money.
people that arbiters betting will still get them
Yeah.
by a ton. So yeah, that's probably like they limit you to a couple of bucks because of odds jammers.
Yeah.
That's my theory. Like they'll still like there's a guy that shared the post. He was limited to $50, I think, and he was still doing like 5 to 6K a day, but just by top down betting and arbing.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just that's how it works. Yeah.
Yep. We all like I said, we'd be millionaires. A lot of us be millionaires. There's no limits. That's the trick, for sure. All right, back on the game. Thunder game here. Is there anything you're playing here?
I'll talk about one guy, but I don't think I'll bet anything. It's Darren Sharp. Uh, Claxton picked up. I think last game picked up technical or like ejection, flagrant. I don't know what, but he's suspended for tonight. And they kind of hanged out there on sharp lines. Now it moved because people are catching up on it. But earlier today, it was at 17 and a half point rebounds and assists, which is the line when Claxton close to the line that usually when Claxton is playing. And now Darren is starting and playing like 28 minutes probably instead of 18 of the bench, and they didn't adjust well. Now they are just saying like interesting spot. And the thing is, I waited for this so long. I knew Clarkson was close, and I was waiting for him to get so I can bet there on next game because books usually miss this stuff. But the matchup is thunder. Like if this happened like any other game, I will be really willing to take a huge hit on this. But against the Thunder, it's tough. And also, Chet is playing and Hartenstein, so they are not even poor at rebounding anymore. So yeah, nothing to do there. Other lean was under on Cameron Johnson points because like lately, like he is not even scoring that much, even though the entire team is out. Like last nine, he averaged 17 under in 6 out of 9. Now he gets the worst possible matchup. Also, he's under in 8 out of the 9 games lately. Didn't cover even against the Wizards in a close game. Didn't cover in against the Cleveland close game against the 76ers. Still didn't cover. So many these games he didn't cover. So matchup wise, he does score a lot of in spot up where they allow a ton and free throws. Maybe I should play this. Looks kind of good since he returned. He returned, yeah, he returned like 10 days ago, and he covered against the Portland and against the 76ers. Everything else he stayed under, and now gets almost this should be a easy blowout. So he doesn't touch the floor in the fourth. Uh, yeah, weird one. Probably gets Dort cover as well, so he can score in single coverage, only on shooting. He played against the Thunder. Uh, with that was like a month ago. Scored 15. Yeah. Let's bet Cameron Johnson under 19 and a half. I think it's widely available minus 115.
Let's have a look here. Under 19 and a half.
Yeah, so
17 and a half on FanDuel.
Yeah, I mean it moved like a couple of minutes ago.
Okay, let's see. I don't see any 19 and a half available.
18 and a half.
18 and a half. Okay.
Widely available.
Yeah, minus 115. Cam Johnson under.
Yep. It was 18 and a half. It actually moved quite. Overall, you see, I have it on the screen.
Yeah, there's a few.
Since he returned, he is under in 8 out of the last 10. Now gets the worst matchup. I mean, it's a good matchup for spot up shooting, but I don't think he gets many spot up looks with this lineup of the of the Brooklyn Nets. Like you usually get when, like, let's say the Cam John Thomas is playing, so when he tries to play pick and roll, they collapse on him, so he gets the good looks. They now have Killian Hayes at the point. I don't think I think they'll play drop coverage, and then Cam Johnson isn't getting any spot up looks. Also, he'll going to be guarded actually by Chet himself or maybe Dort at the time. So good luck scoring 18 over. If he hits like 4 out of like 8 threes and cover this, like cap it and say good job, man. But I did think at least 60% of the time he's staying under this.
So we have Cam Johnson under 18.5 points, minus 115. A few spots have it, but live viewers definitely, this is one for you. And profitable to be watching the show live to ensure getting the best prices on this stuff. But 4 official plays so far. And just testament, yeah, any game you can find good bets, even if there is a big enough spread like this. And like I said, I think this is the biggest spread involved in a game where there has been a play on this show. Unconfirmed, but I struggle to see higher.
And it makes sense to be an under.
Yes,
I would never probably take an over on a starter in this kind of spread, but I would take.
Well, if the guy like Embiid last season, there was a lot of Philly blowout games where you took overs because you're like, he's going to play the entire third, so it's fine if he doesn't play the fourth. Situations like that, it works.
It's situational, but most of the time no. But situational, yes. Sometimes they will give you like 2-3 points discount because it's a huge like Embiid in a huge spread is not if it's a close game. Let's say 32 and a half last season. If it's expected blowout, it's probably 30, like 2 points lower. Blowouts are accounted in the line always.
Yeah, absolutely. Second last game here. We have the Clippers away at Chicago. Chicago coming off of that resounding win over the Sixers I talked about. The Clippers, though, favored by 8.5 points here. Getting healthier, and they put themselves in a good spot, I think, to kind of make a good run in this season, though they have lost 3 games in a row against some tough competition, albeit getting a little bit easier today. Any thoughts on this game?
Yeah. Kawhi should be back. Think Powell is still out. Betting wise, it's interesting to even think about how Zach Collins is going to defend if it's a Zubats. Yeah.
It'll be tough.
uh, but I can see this being a blowout. So maybe these numbers for Zubats look kind of sick. Tough to pass on this, but I think I'll need to do it because I expect a blowout. So yeah,
Right. Well, Chicago's gonna blow the Clippers out, right?
yeah, yeah.
um, a couple questions. Okay, there are a couple questions coming in. There's Zubac 3+ assists, +155, over 28.5 points plus rebounds, -120. You're worried about the blowout here.
Yep.
All right. So
Uh,
staying.
the only reason three plus assists can work, but I think that line should be higher. Probably still value, but I bet it couple an hour ago, and it was way better. So there is that.
Right. Fair enough. Last game up, Sacramento -10 away at Utah. Utah, not a very good team. Also, players have been out injured, which leads to a line like this. Sacramento really need to start winning a few games on the trot here. They're 29-28, 10th in the Western Conference. Decent gap over the 11th place Suns, but they'll want to give themselves a better spot towards the end of the season. This is a game you'd expect them to win for sure.
Not for sure, but expect. Yeah. You said
Yeah.
not win.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
no for sure wins. Just expect them to win.
Yeah. It's Kings, so yeah. Good thing is for them, of course, is Utah have Markkanen, Collins, and Sexton out. That makes their job easier. They are kind of healthy. They have everyone on the Kings side. I have so many. I could put 10 bets on this game probably, but I won't do any. I'll start with Clarkson. It probably moved, but his threes were looking real good. Like last 16 games since December with 20 plus minutes, he's over his line 14 out of 16. It was -120 on the FanDuel 2 hours ago. Now Mood looked really good. Walker Kessler rebounds and assists at 13.5 with 28 to 30 minutes. Lately, been looking really good. He's killing this line. Last time he played the Kings, he had 16. He had 16 in a 44 points loss. Isaiah Collier, without Sexton, this line looks kind of like 9 out of 10 with 10.3 assist average. So that kind of looks great. With DeMar DeRozan assist recently been trending up. So over the last 9 games, he averaged 4.8. Over in 6 out of 9, -120 for over. Last 2 games against the Jazz this season, 4 and 8. So he covered in both of these games. Like I can just go over and over. Like everything for this game looks really good for overs. So, but spread being 10 and blowout being a thing in this one, I don't think I can bet anything, which sucks.
Yeah, makes sense on that. We do have 4 picks here on the game. I'm just seeing people in the chat with their Sacramento unders on season win totals. 46.5. Oh man, that'd be a pretty rough loss if they lost from that point. Honestly, I think you guys are listen. There's no locks. Absolutely not, because they went on a big run when they got the new coach in. But
I mean, we have 46.5 under, right? Like 40. Yeah, we have 46.5 under.
Yeah, I think Sacramento's not going to win 47 games.
Yeah. I mean, I felt comfortable with this stuff. I can, the team I talk most shit entire season on the show is by comfortably Kings.
Yes, absolutely. And even with that big run after they fired their coach, they still probably won't get to that point. So again, we will see. All I wonder if anybody's middled it. What's your take on middling, by the way? Like, for the example, this you have the 46.5. Do you ever consider middling something like this?
I look it separately. Like if I have under 46 and a half and it drops to 40, I will need to think there is value in over to bet it. Like
Okay,
I'm not middling just to like
just to middle. You're not okay.
yeah, yeah.
Understood. Yeah, I even then I kind of just like I'm like I have a really good position. Why do I want to mess with my really good position
Yeah,
here?
yeah,
Usually,
yeah. You need to at least even think the line is now neutral value to think about. If you are
yeah,
just doing and you don't think there is value, like that's I will never do that.
yeah. That I think that's fair. Like an example where I middled this year, and also middling futures kind of suck because you tie up even more money that you could be using to
Yeah,
bet. But where I did middle this year is I had the Hawks over, which looked great, and then Jalen Johnson got injured, so I played the under as well. I probably will not hit my middle there. I just
yeah.
there's no way they're going over, so I wanted to cover
I
my
mean,
ass a bit.
yeah, that's covering. It's different from middling. You
Yeah,
didn't.
I guess.
Your like goal wasn't to middle; it was to cover yourself.
Yes. But for me, usually, if I have a really good position, I don't want to take that position away. Like essentially,
That's a similar argument for arbitrage against betting the value side. Like when you are arbitraging, you get you bet the wrong side as well. Like at some like not always, but that's some times.
yeah, we
You're getting like value side plus neutral side at the best.
yeah. I won't. So we have on this week's Circles Off, we were back doing the Thursday interviews. This week's guest is Elfie, who does the Spaces, the famous Twitter Spaces right now. And he's a big arbitrage bettor. He was talking about on the show. I'll spoil this little section where they were playing. They're arbing on one book where they were absolutely crushing, but for the sake of getting the arb, they were getting crushed on another book. And even though they were getting crushed on a book and losing a ton of money, they still got limited because that book figured out they were using them to arb. But it's like, I get not wanting, like, you don't want the risk, and like this is just a style of betting that people like. They just they'll pay to not have that risk associated. But like, I'd rather as well have that. I want the good position. I'd rather just have the good position. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, if you want to maximize your returns, as I always do, no point in arbing for me. I never did it. Honestly, never in my entire life I did one arb bet.
Usually when I arb, I just regret. Like I should just kept the good side. So I don't. I can't remember the last time I did specifically.
I don't have anything against like if you don't want any risk and you want to just free money. It's not free money, but you'll learn later.
Yeah, you know what? In the early stages, building bankroll, I did it more often, especially with like bonuses, because like when I started betting, I just got hired at BetStamp. That was my first job out of university, so I had no money. So I like I didn't have the risk tolerance anywhere close to now. So
yeah. Also, yeah. I mean, I would argue that's maybe worse thing to do.
well, I know that now. Obviously,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
didn't at the time.
Worst thing to do, like when you open an account, start arbing, like you were gonna lose your valuable account real quick.
Oh, not like I use different books against. Like I wouldn't
but then
not,
do
not ever arb at the same book.
Yeah.
You're done. You do that once, you're done.
Some books can still figure it out, like that you arbing. Like if you're doing some ton of volume, like that's
Listen,
easy.
at that stage, they were they wanted my action. As I said earlier in the show, at that stage, they were like, "All right, man, keep betting here. We're good with that."
If your only way to win is via arbing, then sure, that's sure. But
Yeah.
at some point, it doesn't take much intelligence. Also, I don't know if I can say it, to figure out that if you're arbing, like one side must be the better side.
Yeah.
when you are new to betting, of course, that won't cross your mind, but at some point it will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. It's just getting to the point where you're okay with the risk tolerance is a step for new bettors. I can attest to that as well.
Yeah, I mean, even my side, even I had these problems, like having a ton of money down at the same time. But people, this is a topic that I actually think we should educate people on. Like, uh, people, if you have like, let's say, your entire bankroll is like $10,000, for example, and you have 5K in a day bet on 50 different bets. People are kind of feeling like that they can lose it all, and that's impossible. Like, you can go like 15 and 35 in the day and lose a lot, but there is no way you can lose all 5K.
Well,
Maybe not yeah.
There's a chance.
Yeah,
You
there's a chance.
can.
But if you are betting over and under on minus 110, minus 115, it's highly unlikely, especially if you have an edge. Like, that's very, very, like, I know, like, when I have like risk like 15 to 20K on a day, or like when it's like 15 games of the NBA, and I tell someone else, like, let's say 15K. It's not like especially early when I jumped some units. It's not a good feeling, like, to go to the bed and like you have like so much money on. You kind of feel you can lose it all at some instance, but then like it's on spread on 15, 60 bets, and I don't think I ever had like insane losing. Like, I lost like 30% of my bankroll, even though I had like 50% at the time.
I can definitely recall 2 days in my early betting days where like I had like probably 15 bets down and every single one lost in a day. And it was just like how, so it can happen. That's what I want to,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
not betting like, huge underdogs here. We're talking like, anywhere from minus 180 to like plus 150 range here. Like it can happen.
It can happen, yeah.
And
Of course.
especially like there was one of those days where I just upped my unit size as well, and got absolutely crushed like that. So it's tough, but
yeah. I'm more like saying like 15 is still like
Yeah.
99.9,
it's rare, but like
yeah. But if
it was
you
at
have
least
50,
it was over 10. It was definitely over 10 bets, and they all lost in one day. Yeah. It happens, but I think you need to bet with a number where
you're
like
comfortable very.
yeah, where like when the games are happening, are you always checking your phone, worried about the bets, or can you just go do like can you go out to dinner essentially and not worry about your bets? Is what is like kind of my mindset. And if you can, I think you're betting at a comfortable number. If you're like there sweating it, like not even watching the games, that's when I think your unit size should drop a bit.
Feeling the value of money is tough. Like, I don't. It's I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to like sound like I'm bragging or anything, because I'm not even close to some guys betting units wise and stuff. But now when I put like a bet, like let's say I put like $500.
Yeah.
Someone said in the chat they are you're betting 15 a day. They're debating whether I take the bus work to, but I still do that stuff. Like when I'm looking to like spend my real, I don't consider it real money.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah. It's like a play money, like on my account.
Yeah.
Because like and that's the best way to do it. Like feeling not feeling the value, and then you can put good bets and not care. Like, it's like playing poker. When I was in some big spots, I will get like really stressed out and need to fuck up my approach and my thinking, because I feel the so much money in the pot. Like, I'm stressed. I'm not playing my best game.
Yeah.
Similar to betting. If you are feeling the pressure of money involved, I'm like going out with my girlfriend, and we are looking like, do we like spend $50 on a dinner, or like 70 here or 50 there? And in the meantime, in the like 5 minutes, I'll put like 5 bets for 1K, and like I don't feel any pressure about it.
Yeah, because I have friends who are betting casually who are like, that's part of their money. like the stuff they bet. So like when I tell them like Super Bowl, I go hard, and I tell them how much money I've got down in the Super Bowl, they can't believe it. And honestly, I would have been the same like 5 years ago because, but it's just this is not. First of all, this is just not part of my money. This is just betting money. And second of
Yeah.
all, I'm comfortable with like I don't want to lose it all. But if I did, I'd be okay still, type of thing. I tell everyone this, but literally open a bank account that is only for sports betting, and just if you withdraw money from sports betting, put it back in that bank account. If you put money into sports betting, has to come from that bank account. That's
Yeah.
the best way to do it.
Yeah. Also, like as you said, if I lose in my entire bankroll in a day, I will have like my rent paid next month,
Yeah.
and I'll have like this is different money. Like don't tell me like
So start with like I started with like 2K in betting, maybe like not even that, and then use your sign up bonuses, use them more effectively than I did, and you'll be in a better spot. But you can build from there for sure.
yeah. I would say okay is okay starting bankroll. Like
Yeah.
you can do something with it.
I mean, look, I
But
was like a year out of university. I had like no money.
I man, you don't even know where I started. Like it's worse than like I'm from Croatia. I don't know if you people know, but like median monthly salary in Croatia is like probably like $800. Uh,
US
yearly,
USD.
yeah, that's yearly. Probably like I would say like maybe 10K, but less than 10K yearly. So yeah, I was coming up from like poor parents and going to the university, and yeah, I started it even lower. So yeah,
You can start from anywhere with betting, for sure. It's just the trade off is you're burning accounts and you're not maximizing it, but like sometimes you have no choice in
yeah,
the early
yeah.
stages.
And
So
also, when you are starting, you probably don't know shit,
yeah.
and you need to go through the process, and then you are not losing like cars.
So it's good you're not betting a ton of money in the early
Yeah,
stages, to be
definitely,
honest.
definitely. Yeah,
All right. I think we've gone through a lot there. Hopefully, a lot of good information here you guys learned. I don't know if any other NBA show teaches you as much as this one.
for
Let's
sure.
get there's 3 questions from the chat here. We'll go to no price here, but just Zachary Zashay. You had him on Monday against Miami. He had 2 points, had a bad game. Would you go back to Reese Shea in this one here?
No. Watch the game. He struggled with physicality of Miami, struggled with slow pace, struggled with no easy transition points. So yeah.
Next, we have Bear Commander Go Bears asking for DeMar DeRozan over 27.5 PRA at minus 125 or 23.5 points plus assists at minus 125 as well.
I like over assists more than any combination with points and rebounds. Like if you going to bet DeMar, I'll advise betting on assists over.
Chet Holmgren over 21.5 points plus rebounds minus 115.
Yeah, I like the matchup, but like 17.5 spread. Like he is not playing 4 quarter minutes, so yeah.
Next, a couple of open questions, then we will end off the show. Asked from Shabdul asking why do you start betting the NBA?
Oh, I can respond to that like in less than like overall. My friend was paying some guys like $300 a month for picks, and he will always like get their picks and then send it to me and ask, "What do you think about it?" And I like realize like I know better than these guys, and I thought they are making money doing it. So got my interest to start doing it. And I was at the time playing poker, and I was in college, and I had time and I had interest always. Like at the time I was like hardcore watching basketball, like 2015. Like I was watching every single night. I didn't bet. Then I figured out, okay, I kind of getting to know this. Maybe I can make some money out of it. I started tracking, and it was 2015 betting props. Man, if I go back now, trust me, I'll win 65, north of 65% of them at minus 110. No
Yeah.
jokes. These were so off. Like with today's knowledge, this will be like a volcano. Like I will have like 25% ROI. No jokes.
Yeah.
It's almost.
I believe it. You're on an episode of the 90 Degrees podcast on the Circles Off YouTube channel, correct?
Yeah.
So if you want to learn more about Pips' intro into betting, go to the Circles Off channel and the 90 Degrees episode with Kevin Davis, his name was.
I think.
When
I actually forgot about it. Yeah.
unfortunately doesn't do the podcast with anymore. He took a job with a sports betting company, so it was a conflict of interest. Anyways, good show, and I think a lot could be learned about you from that episode as well. Last question. Curious if you ever bet college basketball. Also asked me. I'll let you go first. You ever bet college ball?
No, because I don't watch it at all. I don't have
Right.
time. It happens during the season, and I'm from Croatia. It's your guys' thing, like
Yeah.
from USA, Canada stuff. Uh, we Croatia doesn't even have anything close to it. Like we don't have any college stuff teams, anything. So yeah, just not something
The
I'm
Canadian
used
college scene is like microscopic compared to the US. It's still like, if I used to actually do some lore from my university. I was on local cable doing commentary for our team, and they were top 10 in Canada at the time. So that was fun. But betting wise on college ball,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, like, I played soccer from my college.
Me too.
Yeah, but it's not like anything like professional and any league competitive or stuff.
College ball for me. I'm not an originator like Pips is. I do top down betting stuff a lot of the times, and college for me always provided very inconsistent results. Not inconsistently bad actually. So I just took college out of my betting because I was like, I used to scrub through like tons of college because there's so many games, so you can find good lines all the time. And I was just getting crushed. So I don't know. I gave it a couple of seasons, and then midway through the second season, like something here is just not working. I'm just not going to bet college ball anymore. So I don't. March Madness, I will though. March Madness, I will be betting. But a lot of great info from the show. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, please make sure you do hit the like button. We did have some free picks on the show, by the way. I know we covered a lot of betting topics. Hopefully it does help you out. Hopefully the information here does help you out, make you guys smarter bettors, make you guys win more, make you keep your accounts open longer, all of that stuff. But the four official picks for today's show: we have Jabari Smith over 19.5 PRA, minus 125. Good. There was minus 120 out there as well. If you can get Tyrese Maxey took over 26.5 points, minus 120. Trae Young under 26.5 points, minus 115. That was a bit tougher to find, but minus 125 was widely available, and it's good to that number. And the final play, Cam Johnson under 18.5 points, minus 115. Good luck with the bets, everybody. It's been a great run of the show. 3-0 sweep yesterday, 14-4 run. Let's have another good day here today. Drop a like before you go. Subscribe if you're new for shows like this every weekday morning, and we'll see you again next time for Pick and Roll presented by FanDuel.